I was looking for extension 230.
Oh, I don't know what I did here, but I don't know what did you want? Sorry. Who did you want?
Is Indra? I think her
Oh,
name
that's me. That's me.
Indra. Hello.
Hi. Sorry, I don't know what happened there, but yes. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm so glad you picked up. No, I called earlier in the day after I had a conversation with the Office for BC Seniors Advocacy.
And who is this?
My name is Victoria. Did the secretary let you know I'd be calling before 2? No, they didn't. Oh, darn it.
Okay, Victoria. Yes. How can I help?
Well, they gave me this number to call because they thought that maybe you would be able to offer some assistance. Oh my gosh, I've had to tell this so many times today. I don't know if I can get it out again.
Oh dear.
My family and I have had our home stolen.
What?
Yeah, it's happening all the time actually now. Seniors, I'm an elder. I'm in my 50s, so I do identify as an elder. My spouse left our home in a trust, and there was no mortgage on it or anything, and then some very crafty, very clever individuals swooped in and took over as trustee and stole everything. In March 2020, I was homeless and destitute, and I have been ever since. And as I have tried to reach out for help to stop what's happened, it's turned into retaliation to the point of in the last 10 months I have been attacked 3 times by SWAT teams. Currently I'm black and blue from head to toe from a SWAT team attack last Thursday.
I think this sounds like something for the police, so I don't think we can get involved in this.
Well, that's who was doing this. And so the lady who I spoke to this morning said that you might be able to help with because I have no help at all, no advocacies. She said you could help with monies and other things of that nature.
No, we don't provide monies and anything like that. We provide the services we're kind of the middleman between you and the government agencies, like filling out forms, getting your GIS done, or helping with taxes. But no, we don't actually have monies to provide.
So then the lady I spoke to this morning, she would have been mistaken about.
What did you talk to someone here?
Well, I spoke to British Columbia has a BC Seniors. I think that's what it's called. They advocate. They just want to know if seniors
advocate, but we're different than the seniors. The seniors advocate is the sort of the governmental body.
And so they want to know if seniors are being abused.
Yeah, we also have. There's also a seniors abuse line. It's called SAIL. Have you contacted them?
So that would be a different agency than the one I spoke to this morning, do you think? Or
who did you speak to? Someone here?
No, it was... I think the fellow was on the radio recently, the lady said, and he was asking for seniors who are being abused to call in and report what was... Now, I didn't listen to that radio media thing. But when I did call her, she said, she was interested because she said, well, yes, we were, wanting seniors, elders to report abuse. If you are being abused, you should report the abuse and try to seek help or some type of help from somebody from somewhere. And so that's how she pushed me over to you and gave me extension 230. And she said that there'll be help for you there. That's what she told me this morning.
And she was where again? Sorry? She was at which location, which office, or what?
Let's see, I'm not really...
Okay,
It's an independent government body. That's what it is. It's an independent government body that looks at what's happening with elders and elder abuse.
Okay. Well, as I said, we're kind of the middleman that puts you in touch with who to get in touch with, okay? So, did you call the Seniors Abuse and Information Line? Is that one of the ones you called?
No, I don't believe I have.
Okay, because that's the one we put people onto. It's called SAIL, SAIL, Seniors Abuse and Information Line.
Okay.
And it says here in this book, provides a safe place for older adults and those to talk to a trained intake worker about abuse or mistreatment. Information and support is available. I would suggest that if you haven't called them, that you start there, because they seem to be the one that we refer everybody that, is in your kind of situation, to that. Do you want their number?
Sure.
It's 1-866.
Okay.
437.
437.
1940.
1940.
Yeah, so, but do you have legal, it sounds like you also need legal assistance, right?
Well, over the years that this has gone on, because I am named as the trustee, I know more about what's going on here than 99% of the individuals who would be referred to themselves as the legal field.
Okay. Well, so your most pressing concern right now is what?
Well, the fact that, I am literally I'm in need of protection, and I am in fear because when you report crime, the last thing you're expecting is retaliation. The last thing that you're thinking is going to happen if you go report crime against yourself and your family is that it's going to turn into SWAT team attacks, 3 and 10 months, because you need to take your home back.
You're saying that the police came into your home?
Well, outside my home, yes, they were there, and now I'm staying somewhere else. Yes, I have it recorded. I've got it recorded on my Instagram Live.
Okay. Well, all right. I would start with the Seniors Abuse and Information Line, okay?
Okay.
And see because they would have all the contacts to, if they can't help, to forward you on. Because, as I said, that's who we refer people to when they call about elder abuse.
From your end, I can completely understand what you're thinking when I'm telling you this, because it sounds unbelievable. It sounds like I'm making up some kind of crazy story, but there's just no way I would do that. And I would have you poor thing, you're listening thinking, what is she talking about? SWAT team sent out for a petite, elder just because she needs to have her house back? That sounds nuts. And believe you me, it is crazy. I can't believe that they've gone to this level of violence.
Yes, well, try them. Go call this number first, and I'm sure that's going to be a good starting point, because I'm sure, as I said, they can then probably refer you to, other places, I guess. This sounds very complex. Do you have a lawyer?
Well, that's who did this to me. That's who did this to me and my family. It was the bank lawyers. My spouse banked with CIBC. My spouse created a trust that left all our property in that trust, and it couldn't be touched by anybody. That's why people, create wills. And they moved in. They put the house into the bank's name, and then they took over and stole everything and left me with nothing. And this is during a ban on forced evictions. They did this to me March 19th, 2020, when there was a ban on forced evictions. And I said to the handful of, individuals in the house, I said, well, you can't kick me out. I've got nowhere to go. They're like, yeah, we don't care. We could care less. We've got paperwork here. Well, who cares what your paperwork says? I'm showing you right here who owns the house. You can't. No, they don't care. They do not care that they're committing a crime. And of course, I have nobody standing beside me, so they just railroad you out of your home. So we've got a problem with money laundering and whatnot. So do you guys have a website? Indra, do you have a website that you use to...
No.
You don't have a website?
A what?
Where you're working? Do you guys have a website?
Yeah. Well, not for the scene. No, this is the Quadra Village Community Center, but we don't.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a website for the Seniors Entitlement Service. No, this is part of. This is just one of the services that Quadra Village Community Center provides to the public.
I didn't
and
know.
we're all volunteers. So, So anyway, I would suggest you call them, and I know you're going to have to go through the whole thing again, but just try and do it, logically and step by step, and I'm hopefully they will be able to help you, or at least point you in some other, direction. Okay.
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 Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Case in point. Well, if you're listening to another day of what we, the peculiar people, endure, you call because someone else told you to call. And no, we don't do that here. No, we don't help you here. No, you need to call so-and-so. So there quite obviously is absolutely no culturally informed safe services for our people. We are just completely excluded from everything. Access to services, access to protection, access to justice, access to being understood, access to being heard. It's just not going to happen. Like, this is why there is no phone calls for extended periods of time, because this is exactly what happens. And this is exactly what happened when our son was kidnapped. This is exactly what happened when they started to come and they were going to fucking steal the land and the house and fucking most of what was inside. So money laundering could go on, and then a couple of reprobates could pick up property obtained by crime. So they could sit there on their fucking asses and make passive income with a fraudulent mortgage and a fraudulent land title. Well, we've gone over it. With a fine-tooth comb, we've gone over the truth. We've gone over the truth, and we've gone over it, and we've gone over the truth. And the truth isn't going to change. Our people don't argue. Why would we do that? The truth is not up for argument. It's not an opinion. We're not going to subject ourselves to the fucking arrogant abomination opinion of one of these administrative clerks who have no authority. They don't even have a fucking valid oath. Their oath is to serve themselves and to serve themselves only. They don't serve the public. They're not public servants. And they're racist. And they're filled with hate. And their native language is pathological lying. Just like the municipal public servants. And here's the other deal. On the RCMP website, they've got it written down that if you know about municipal corruption, that you have a duty to report to the RCMP about municipal corruption. Now, perhaps I wasn't clear and I didn't word it correctly. But the RCMP should be investigating the municipal corruption that is doing business as the City of Victoria, and that is doing business as the District of Saanich. Just completely corrupt. Just completely fucking lawless, like a pathological liar is. They don't care who they harm. They don't care who they hurt. As long as they get rich doing it, they don't care.